Peggy, when you need help.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome.
Hi, look who's here. Look who's back.
Yay.
Penny, it's been so long since we've had a video with you, and especially a coloring video.
I know. I'm so excited.
Welcome, everyone. You are at Memory Bound Paper Craft Store. You're in our studio right now with Penny and Kelly, and Janet is here also from Texas. So she's here too. Janet says, good morning, crafty friends, and welcome, Penny. And Penny, we're really excited you're here. I can't remember the last time we did coloring. But
no, I know.
It's been a while.
It's sad.
And Donna says, good morning, crafty friends also. And Dawn is here. We got a lot of people joining us. It is a great day here at Memory Bound. And Penny is our resident colorer. So I guess you could say I color for a job. Oh, yeah. What are you doing today? I got to go to work and color. I always thought that was funny when, oh gosh, Michelle, the Copics instructor that used to come here, would talk about coloring for her job. So, and Penny does a lot of other things, you guys. If you haven't seen Penny for a while, she does shipping. She does some of the things with our website, our store, online store, and a good all-around gal for sure. And Amy, and she's got an infectious laugh that we all love. And I've been missing it because Penny's been gone for a little while. Susan's here, and Barbara, and Ruby. And Penny, do you want to just tell us what we're going to do? And then we have a couple other things before that.
We are OLO Olympics. Ing. I want to put the ing on there. I'm using the pretty postage stamp and die and using some OLOs. I haven't left my Copic friends out. I've got some Copic things. And then I've got some extra tips at the end for everybody. So that's what we're doing.
And she's got a lot of, oh my gosh, so many cards to show you. And they don't have to be a card. You could put these on other projects also. So I'm just looking to make sure we don't miss anything. Penny, there's people are excited that you're here. And Diane wants to know what color your nails are.
That's a good question.
Here, I'll change the camera and you can show them under the camera. They look kind of, they're like a pretty,
it's
pink,
a kind of a
like
pink.
a beigey pinky
yeah,
color. Penny always has good nails. And Bunny says, hi, Penny.
Hi,
all
Bunny.
In capital letters.
All in caps. Hi, Bunny.
And Letha's here live for a little bit. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, last night we had a special edition of Memory Bound videos because we had the I called it 2.5 penny collections that came in from 49 and Market. And then we also had the Elizabeth Craft release was here, which was hung up in customs for a while, and it arrived. And what we want to do, Misty says mauve. She's calling your nails mauve.
Thank you, Misty. It's mauve.
And yeah. So we showed them all in detail, and that video is available if you want to go out and watch it or fast forward it. But also those collections are available, and they are amazing. If you like purple at all, you are going to love, love, love Plume and Petal. And then we also have Tweed and Timber, or Timber and Tweed. And we're going to go take a quick browse through those right now, Penny, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do some coloring. So I'm going to take the camera. Oh, Janet is linking as we speak those new collections.
Oh,
so
Janet is
the best. So you can look
best.
at them in detail online if you'd like to. They're all out there for you to see, and you can check them out. And we're going to have a little rumble here because we're taking the camera.
On the go.
We're on the go. We're on the road, Penny.
Yes.
So what we want to do, I think we're going to just start right here.
Elizabeth Craft.
Elizabeth Crafts came in, and I'm just going to take the camera and give you a little browse, I guess. Well, let's go over here because these albums are big news. The memory binders, blue and green, and they are a different size than the planners.
Ooh.
They're a little bit wider.
They are 9 1/4 by 7 1/8 by 1 1/2.
And so they're a little bit wider than the planners, and they do have new pages. Pocket Pages 1, which we don't have Pocket Pages 2, but I think you can figure out that they will be coming. And then there's a new paper pack. This is all Annette Green's collection. And then with the planner, there's a basic page There's a basic page here to fit in your planner. And you guys, this is what's amazing. Penny, I don't know if you saw these. This is an extender die. It's a reinforcement. So it's got the holes. So if you have the planner dies, you can easily use this and it will extend your pages. Or you can use your pages and just make them a little shorter if you want to also. Mix them up. I like different widths. So there are a lot of other dies here, and the bee and flower accent. I think I should turn them over. Maybe you can see it that way.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Annette said she loves bees, and the flowers. Oh my gosh, that's just beautiful.
And the hexagons go with bees so
They
easily.
do, and they're handy dandy. And then we have seasonal trees, and it has trees for spring, summer, winter, and fall.
Smart.
In whatever order.
Yep.
And then we have the alphabet dies.
Oh.
They're almost an inch tall. I think they look a little bigger in the package, but they're about an inch tall.
Can we see them?
You check them out, Penny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a nice
But you get numbers, upper, lower, and some of the little extra pieces.
Yep.
And then we've got the slot pocket. There's two different pocket dies. Maybe you can see it better on here, but it's the slot pocket. And then we have the rounded pocket. And then we have two different pocket inserts. And these are dies that are basically shapes that are sized to fit the page insert or the page, what are those called? Pages one, memory binder.
Pocket pages?
Pocket pages. So they're actually sized to fit the pocket pages.
So they can use the die to cut it out and it fits right in.
Exactly.
Oh, yep. Smart.
And then brand new is the Everyday Ephemera, which is kind of a fussy cutting that's not really very fussy cutting pad of images. And then there's 3 stamp sets. I'm just going to stand back and you can take a look at all of them. What do you think about them, Penny?
I think Teresa nailed it when she goes, that's a lot of hands.
Okay, and that's called thumbs up. But Penny, I didn't know this. Last night when I was showing it, I turned it over and there are 4 dies on here. It's only $18.99. I thought that was a pretty good deal. I don't think there's dies. No, these don't have dies. So anyway, brand new from Elizabeth Crafts. And while we're here, we're going to take a look at Vicki Booten because she's designed these items for $49 a market. And these are very interesting.
Very.
They're the irresistible chipboard words. And you can kind of see, you can see it better here than you could last night. So they have a resist on them. So when you add ink or mixed media product or any type of color, they're going to end up just right there.
So this is a good example.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
$7.99 and you get 36 pieces. And here are the
72.
Frames. I can't believe they show up much better because you can kind of see the designs on them today. Donna wants to know if I have a job for her because she needs money. Should we tell her you
be careful.
You don't make money working here, right? Because we're always spending what we get.
That's true.
And there's the die cut borders. And these I've seen a demo of these. They are really, really cool.
I really like these.
58 pieces.
Then you could take your Copics and your OLOs, and then you could match your paper. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the sample down here.
This is going home with me.
Penny's shopping.
Jeff said I could shop.
She's doing a little shopping. And then there are 3 different rub-ons. And remember these irresistible, they're white and they don't have any shadow on them. Okay. And they actually, this is a sample where it shows through your ink. And that one I think is called Layers. That's Artful Layers. And then we have Artful Edges. I learned this last night. I had a hard time finding the names.
Oh, yeah. Now I found them. Oh, I love that lace.
Nice borders.
And then
we have Artful Words.
Oh, that's fun too. Oh, I like those hearts.
Big words. Yeah. Oh, I hadn't noticed the hearts. So that's it from, that's kind of our half release there. That's the Vicki Booten release from $49 a market. And then should we go, let's go purple first.
Oh, yes.
Penny dressed for this next collection and she didn't even know it. So oh my gosh, I walked by here last night. Our Janine, not Janine Meyerowitz. She set this all up. This is Plume and Petal. And Penny, you've got the teal on that goes with it. Look at Penny. I had a sweater on that color last night and it was perfect. So it's got your 6x8, your chipboard words, your ephemera and frames. I just think this is a fun place to go right here.
Oh my gosh. And to think that the same guy does timber and tweed, he did this.
It's very different.
This is amazing.
And I had this pulled out last night in the video that I showed, and I think it shows a lot better here. You can see that purple and
Oh,
teal.
yes.
So
Those are really
we've
pretty.
got the solids pack, the pattern paper pack, and then of course, we've got all the individual papers. We always carry the individuals. So sometimes you need an extra one. And this right here to me is the color story of the whole collection.
Yep. And then if you want to see it in a wood grain.
There it is. I do love that.
I love that.
I love that too. And Penny just had her hand on the lavender frame set that we are pairing with this. Sounds like wine now.
I know.
What kind of wine, what kind of frame set would you pair with this collection? And it would be lavender.
Yes.
So that's an overall view. Janet has linked it. Bunny says purple is her favorite. Donna would like to work here too. But she said the commute would be.
The commute would be really rough.
All right. So let's take a little spin around and we're going to go over to the other collection designed by Dennis for 49 and Market. This was exciting. This arrived during yesterday's video.
Oh, timber and tweed. That says it all right there.
That is pretty
plaid. Cool. Masculine cards. I feel it coming.
There's a few more items in this collection than there was the last one. And then you can see the solids, the ephemera and frames. He always does a really nice job with his words because I think they're practical words that you could really use. And you got the 6x8 and the paper pack. Now, I went to reorder the rub-ons this morning and they were no longer available. So I think it was the essential ones. So I don't know if those are going to be back or we have them, so they're not gone. But you just almost have to step back and just get the feel.
Yes.
The vibe. Doesn't that sound kind of cool? And for both collections, one of our staff members, or maybe it was multiples, I'm not sure, but they put together ribbon packs. And we do this for a lot of the big collections. So we have coordinating ribbon, especially if you can't get to Memory Bound, then you can just order a pack of ribbon and you know it's going to coordinate. And this right here, Penny, look at that.
I know. That is Colorado right there.
We are getting, I am missing some comments. Will there be a card kit for Plume and Petal? We don't have a card kit, but we do have an album kit that's coming. We have everything here for the album kit. We just have to get it assembled. And it was actually designed by Janine Meyerowitz herself. Oh, Penny, let's zoom in on that one. So we have an album kit for
Put your
Plume and
family
Petal.
Picture right there. It says it all. Wow. That's
and
so
we
stunning.
also have a kit for Timber and Tweed. And the Timber and Tweed kit is one of their 12x12 covers. And then it's got a couple of pages that flip inside of it. So we have that available also. And it is online. We have not put one together yet to show you, but it's written, the directions are written by Janine from 49 and Market, and they are really neat. Okay, so Denise says, how about a retirement home with a store in the middle of the building? Donna says her wedding junk journal is purple.
Oh,
yeah. And Misty just said she'd volunteer just to be surrounded. Kay loves purple. Bunny loves purple. There's just thank you for all your comments. Barbara says the problem with the second job, it would interfere with her crafting time. There's always that time factor, isn't there?
Did you address the zip strips?
We did last night on the video. We did show, but all of Dennis's collections have really cool barcode strips. And so save those and use those quotes. They're really good ones. All right. Well, and Janet has linked everything so you can go out to the collections and take a look. And thank you 49 and Market and Elizabeth Crafts for providing us with such great product. It's so exciting to get new stuff in. And Penny, we have 5 more collections coming from Simple Stories, our friends at Simple Stories. So we're going to have to figure out where to make room. It's on a truck right now traveling from Utah to Iowa. So it'll probably be here earlier next week. Okay. Donna needs a store she needs us to have a second store in Indiana so she can work there. I love that. I haven't had a chance to post some of these comments on the screen, but I'm going to do that now because they're so fun. Okay, Penny, back to you, Penny.
All right. Let's review.
Oh, yes. So our winter, it is the Whimper. It's the Whimper Olympics. It's the Winter Olympics. And so we have our winter themes on special because it's also the Craft Olympics. And today is OLO Olympics. So our winter theme is 40% off. And we got a lot of great stuff up there. We'll have to take a browse through there tomorrow. But it's all out in our specials category. So it's really easy to find. Oh, and Cindy wants a third store in South Dakota. Oh my gosh. All right, there's our Memory Bound Craft Olympics logo designed by Julie. So our friend Julie did that for us, which is really fun. And today is Craft Olympics with OLO.
Yes, we're doing it.
But we have Happy Mail. We want to share.
We do have Happy Mail.
So I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch the camera. Oh, maybe I'm not. I don't see the other camera. It went away. So let me get the other camera and put that back on. There it is. And we're going to show you our Happy Mail. And Penny, I might go and get we're going to show you the cards. We got to get our, let's straighten this out. And how does it look, Penny?
I think it looks good.
So we've gotten a lot of Valentine cards, and you guys, I don't know where else you can work. There aren't many places that you can work and get Happy Mail like this.
Oh man, this is Teresa inspired by Sharon.
Yes, it is.
And she did cut that little slit and stick that little card down there that she typed. Isn't that cute? Do you want me to show the inside?
You can open it up a little bit and show.
All right,
it
a nice little sentiment.
Message.
Thank you, Sharon. And then we have one from Janine.
That one is
wow, look at all
fun.
those layers. All that different texture.
Kind of a collage.
Yep. And then look at this doodling.
Yeah, and her list there. You guys, getting cards is really sweet. And all your messages inside, I don't want to say they warm my heart because that's so cliche.
That's what I was going to say.
Is that what you're going to see? It's so cliche, but it is really nice. It is really nice. I love it. And you guys have said so many nice things about Memory Bound.
All right. Mary and Company, I'm going to say. But ooh. Teresa saw this and she goes, oh, yay, I love that paper. I have that paper.
I remember the paper also. It's from Simple Stories. And I also remember that technique. Is it called Eclipse? Penny, do you remember what that?
No, I don't remember.
I love the technique. I don't know if you can see it super well on there, but the letters are actually cut out and raised. The word love.
And they're shadowed.
And that is.
And then we have some hearts.
Mary and Meatball.
Yeah.
AKA Daisy Jane.
Yeah. All right.
We have a lot of cards. I guess I've kind of been saving them up a little bit.
Okay. From Sharon. You are so special.
And that's the kind of like the Chris technique with the strips yeah.
Yeah, they are strips.
Very cool. See, we got to figure them out why we're doing it.
And then stamped inside.
Okay, Lisa said it is called Eclipse. We need to do Eclipse cards again.
Yeah. And then thank you, Mary. Hedgehogs are coming back.
Yeah, they're kind of fun. They're just cute. You just got to love cute things.
And a QR code. Nice technology added really there.
Cute. Well, I love that technique with the strips going across, Penny, and the
look at all the extra stamping from Amy on the outside of the envelope, on the back side, and a delicious looking card, stitched, stamped.
So Penny, oh yeah, look at the detail on that.
Oh yeah,
all the die cuts. So this one, Penny, she has a book coming out, and that's Quilly. That is the character from her book.
Oh,
so she's written a book, which I'm kind of jealous. That was on my bucket list when I was younger.
Oh my goodness!
So
It's never too late,
congratulations.
Kelly.
Congratulations, Mary. I think that's super exciting.
Okay, I feel like we need to go here after we see all these chocolates.
Okay.
A little card that came in with a very special treat from Chris. Thank you, Chris, for the delicious chocolates. Always a nice little treat.
And Penny, we need to
We're going to show you the box.
Now, I will say some of them are missing, and I
No.
perhaps could be a guilty one, but I call these mixed media chocolates. They are from Chocolate Season, the Chocolate Season. They're in Nebraska. It's a small business, and there are some empty spots here, so just ignore those.
Just a couple.
But don't they look like mixed media? Because
they do, because they're like spritzed with different paints
different
and
shapes. They're really cool. And Chris has sent us these chocolates the last few years for Valentine's Day. So it's greatly
and the
appreciated.
flavors are listed on the lid, right?
There's a little brochure.
Because I'm going to have to check that out before I go.
You're going to have to get one before you go, Penny. That's your treat for coming in today.
And another little media added to the envelope. That is so cool.
Yeah, isn't that a great idea?
Yeah. From Kathy.
She's from Fargo. Kathy, my parents lived in Fargo they moved away when I was 18, and that's where they lived.
And the postage die, and then she's got several layers. I don't know what this is.
Penny, we have all kinds of people that want us to open stores in their towns.
Well, of course.
Virginia just popped up, Omaha.
Yeah. I don't know what this is. Do you know what this is? I mean, it reminds me of mummy cloth, but
I don't know. Let me look at it a little closer.
Okay. That's just,
it's like a mesh.
Oh, it's like a mesh?
Yeah, it's kind of a mesh. There used to be a product like that, but this is so Tim Holtzy. And Kathy said she appreciates all the great customer service and the daily videos. She watches every morning on YouTube. So Kathy, I bet you're watching right now.
Yes,
and we love your card.
So special.
Definitely a Tim Holtz style.
Yes.
That postage collage. Pretty cool. Very awesome. You guys, thank you for all the Valentines. It's just so sweet. And I read them more than once. I say this every time we get cards, but it's really true.
She does.
I read them over and over because they make me feel good. Oh, now we need a store in Florida. Penny, we're moving around.
But we can't move around because we are one. We are just one.
We are one.
We are one, and we're the special one.
Yeah. You guys might not know it, but we used to have a store about 30 miles from here in Ames, Iowa. And it was open for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years. And it was a great store, a fun location. And it just got to be where we were missing our kids' activities, and it was just a little too much. So now we are a one-store shop. And Rhonda says Minnesota would be closer, so that might be a good one. And then Janet is suggesting the Craftmobile, kind of like the Bookmobile, but it's a Craftmobile.
Yeah.
Good idea. All right.
And you could rent the Craftmobile to come outside your event, and then everything would be there that you could just shop for. And
yes. Yes. Except my problem is I want to take everything.
Oh, I know.
That's when we have crops and you want to have a store out at the crop, but then you're like, what do you not take?
Right.
And Barbara says Nashville, and I would love to go visit Nashville. So thanks, everybody. Penny, tell us what we're doing today.
Okay.
I'm going to put these cards in the
we're
back.
doing the Honeybee Pretty Postage Stamp and Die. It's a nice little bundled thing for us for $24.99. Great price. And so you get those 5 dies. So you get the dies to cut out the sentiments. And they are missing you, friend, love enclosed, and hello. And I did notice that Woodware has something similar. It's a little bit bigger.
Oh, yes. Oh, Penny, my gosh,
Hugs
they're very
included
similar.
and with love, and a couple butterflies and a couple hearts. There's no die, and that's $9.99.
It'd be easy to fussy cut that, or just stamp it right on your
Just
project.
stamp it right on your project. The nice thing that I found is that you can stamp it and then use a mat behind it. So that's always good. So anyway, we're using the Honeybee. And I'm going to be using the Express It paper that I'm going to be coloring on. And I'm just going to start by showing you some of the samples.
Penny, I stepped away to put those cards back in the staff area. Did you just talk about the marker? You showed the stamp set, but the markers are in alcohol ink. So maybe when you start coloring, you can just tell a little bit more about the markers. They're not just markers; they're special markers.
Yeah, they are very special.
They're very special.
All right, so this is Love Enclosed card with OLO markers.
That's
and
beautiful.
then we'll have pictures with all of my little color code guides and everything. And then I did the Pink Fresh. We don't have it in stock, but in case you wanted to know the name of it, it's called Hearts and Stars. And the hearts and stars are cut out.
We can order that if we need. We can order that if somebody would like us to.
And that's a cover plate die from Pink Fresh. So that's one. And then I have another cover plate card, and that is this one, No Sentiment. And what I wanted to do was to emphasize the greenery in this. And I have the Sizzix, I don't even know what the name of it is.
I think it wasn't at Autumn something. It was Autumn something.
But there's this one, and then there's also this one that I pull from quite a bit. And the nice thing of it is you can cut it out of your white paper, and then you Copic color it to match everything else on your card. Then we also have this Elizabeth Craft floral greenery that would be really nice to go along with this.
It looks very similar to what you use, that one branch.
So this would be another good one that you can use. And then the cover plate that I used on this was the Stitched Diamonds. And this is like my favorite cover plate. I also have I think this is the floral or the leaf or something.
I like cover plates. Is this the one you have, Penny, or this?
No, this is a different one.
Oh, that's got the little diamonds in it.
This is another one that we do have in. This is called the Cross Hatch. Very similar. So if you don't have one of these, I would get it and try it. You're going to be amazed at what
changes
fun.
Up the
background.
It does.
Can
you hold your card up close so they can see that background really well? See the little stitched marks? I love it. Cheryl says gorgeous. And when I walked up to the table, that one jumped out at me.
All right.
I said, Kelly.
It did. I heard it too.
It did.
All right. And then just a colored one with the plain background, just to show you some different color combinations again.
Penny really outdid herself, everybody.
And then I used the Infinity. Mine were stitched dies, but I just grabbed the Infinity Hero Arts. If you don't have the Infinity dies of all of your shapes, I truly recommend. They're good basics.
Penny, how much is that one?
This one is $25.99.
And it goes down to really small. Chris
you get
used that
10
little
of
one
them
for her cards last week.
Yeah. And you can just use it kind of as a mat and put it on your card. This is a 5x7 card. So it's a great size. Then another 5x7. And I do like to use the not glitter paper. This is the Stay Put glitter.
Yeah, we don't like the stuff.
No, we don't. That sheds.
We don't even carry glitter paper that sheds.
So just some different color combinations again.
Penny, we have a question.
Yep.
About cover plates being the same as hot foiling plates. And I'm going to say no. I don't know that you could use those for hot foiling. Maybe you can. I don't know. They're actually for die cutting.
I don't know anything about hot foiling plates.
So we can't really say, but they are not hot foil plates. They are die cutting plates.
Sorry, Val. All right, another one of the Infinity Hearts. Now this one was done with Copics. So, and I have that little note up there, so I remember to say this is Copics.
Can you hold that one up close, Penny, so we can see the really pretty coloring?
Thanks, Donna.
Oh, she said she loves Penny mornings.
All right, and another Copic one. I wanted to tie in peach and red. And that was my creation.
And you got some different matting going on there, little
Yep,
non-traditional type
non-traditional. Sometimes you have to go non-traditional. And I always try to do a craft card, and this was with my Copics. I wanted to try lots of different colors. I keep going back and forth with this sprig, as in they're like buds before they are berries. So sometimes I just colored them as leaves, all of them as green. And then sometimes like this one, I did the berry color. So this one is all green.
Oh, okay.
And this one is like, I call them berries.
Move it to the right, Penny, so we can see them both together.
sorry.
There we go. Okay, I see what you mean. You could really do those.
So
I see. Some
sometimes
that have lines in them and some don't.
yes. And so that to me is like a closed berry. And then when it opens, you know, that skeleton falls off of it type of thing. Anyway. So there's that. And then I had just a random stencil on my desk, and I wanted to do some sort of frame. And it was kind of was that, oh, I don't know the color. I had it, now it's gone.
Did you do it with your markers? You
No, I did it with inks.
With inks, okay.
Distress inks. And so I just tried to pull one that would be close to a muted one of these colors.
Can you pull it down just a little bit? I mean, there you go. There, so we can see.
I
love those colors.
I
love that flower color. And especially the green is almost like the twisted citron of Tim's.
Yes, yes.
Very pretty. Now, you guys, Penny really goes all out. She has listed out all the colors she used.
Okay, now
we're going to get those on the blog.
I have to show you this.
Ooh.
So this is the new bag. Okay, and I just put our little swatch chart in there so I can keep track of what we have. Except now that we have new colors, I can't keep track. This is the Kimberly bag. So it's a zip and go. It has 6 little containers in them.
So they're all little separate containers. Okay.
Yep. So you just kind of put them together. They snap on the bottom and snap on the side. And then they fit down in there nicely. And even with the handle on it, there's plenty of room for things to fit.
I'm glad that you figured that out. Okay, what was that called again? The bag?
Kimberly.
Kimberly.
It's called the Kimberly. And I didn't figure it out. Miss Heidi did.
Well, thank you, Heidi. I'm glad she figured that out.
We were chatting on the phone a day in January when I was working. So thank you, Heidi.
And we have a question for you, Penny.
Yes.
Cheryl's asking if the Copics and OLOs, are they the same when you're coloring with them?
Coloring technique, I'm going to say they're the same. And they are both alcohol markers. So I'm just going to grab.
Now, memory bound, we used to carry the Copics, so you might have some Copics, and we have switched over to the OLOs because you can get kind of like 2 colors for the price of one, really.
Basically, yep. Because the OLOs are like $4.10 or something like that. And so for $8.20, $7.99. And so we are no longer carrying the Copics. We carry the OLOs. And I'm supporting my friends that still have Copics. And I'm supporting my new friends with OLO markers. And I'm going to show you some tips that you can connect the two. There are some shades that Copic doesn't have that OLO has. And there's some instances where an OLO would fit nicely in between 2 Copics so that you can expand your collection that you already have. And then we can go from there.
The people the OLO, I'm going to call them the OLO people.
Yep, the OLO people.
They were Copic. They worked for Copic, which actually Copics is a Japan company, but there was a distributor in the U.S. So when they broke off and this distributor quit distributing the markers, the Copics, they broke off and they designed the OLOs because they kind of knew all about coloring and the alcohol inks and they did so many studies on the size of the barrel, and so I think that's why they are so familiar as far as ink and things. Oh,
Right.
that one I love, Penny. I love it.
So this is one I just did last night because I did all the rest of the samples like very
Long
end of
time ago.
December. So I had to review what I was doing. This is half Olos, half Copics. So you can see it's very easy to mix and match. And I really like the color combinations, and I really like how this card turned out. And we'll have a picture of those colors. So if you are a Copic person, I have some additions for you. And if you're an OLO person, I have lots of ideas for you as well. So they are both alcohol markers. Alcohol markers means that you're using ink to blend with another ink. So another, like a darker color. So for instance, I'm going to use the YG21 and the YG23. And those would be nice blending colors. So a lot of times when I want to figure out what colors are going to go together, I will take my lighter color and I will just make some swashes on my paper. And then I will take my darker color and I will go halfway and just using flicks, just like I have with Copics all these years.
Wow, that looks good.
And I like that, but then I don't like that line necessarily. So I'm going to take my lighter marker and I'm going to go over this and then into this, but not all the way. So like 3/4 of the way, just to kind of give it that medium tone. And then that line will kind of slowly disappear. And that way I've got a light, a medium, and a dark using 2 markers. Now this stamp that we're using is really pretty small. So I did not get into a lot of detail and a lot of shading. Instead, I used the idea of the flower background as maybe the light hitting that. So the back of the petals of the flowers are lighter and the front would be darker. You can do it the other way around as well. I just like the way it looked that way. You can use one color. So if you had, I'm just going to grab a sample card here. So if you had one color, I'm just going to grab the 2.3. And let's say that's the only OR color that you have, and you don't have anything else to go with it. I would suggest going ahead, just putting some color down on your paper, color that flower, and then grab your 0 right away and lighten up the back, and you're going to get that 2-tone look. So now I'm going to show you the other way you can color the whole flower. Again, that same one color. So I'm just coloring that. And then if you wanted the front part of the petal lighter, you can just use your 0. And already you can see that it's getting lighter. And I'm going to hold that up closer. So this is one color marker. So this one has the 0 added to the back. And what that is basically clear alcohol that is taking that color away and moving that color, shifting that color. It's almost giving it a texture. And then the front of the flower is solid. Then we did the reverse for this one. We shone the light up on this part. We left the inside dark. That's all one color. But just having that 0, you can do a lot of cool things with one color. So it's not about having it all. It's using what you have in ways that will expand your collection.
Well, and it's nice that we're showing you ways, and we're showing you ways to save money that you don't have to buy them all.
You don't have to buy them all now.
Some of us need them all, but it's a good collecting item. Put memory bound gift cards on your, I don't know, Easter list or Valentine's. You know what? We need to mention tomorrow isn't Valentine's, but it's a great time to get a memory bound gift card for a Valentine's Day gift. And if you give a hint to somebody, they can order it right online.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to show you how I'm going to color, how I would color.
I'm going to get you a little closer for coloring.
Okay.
Penny.
All right.
Hope that's not in your way.
No, it's not. Not at all. I'm going to suggest that with this, you have this envelope and then the back of the envelope. And the back of the envelope is sitting behind all the other stuff. So you want to start with that, because then if you make any mistakes, it doesn't matter, where you can focus then on the other items in front of it. So I'm going to use the Cool Gray #1 and the RV 0.2 for my envelope. I'm going to use the Cool Gray for the inside, and then I'm going to use a pretty pink for the outside because it's Valentine's Day. So sit back and relax, and we're just going to do a quick color. There's going to be absolutely no shading. This is an inside of an envelope, so and sometimes you have to stop and think, is that part of the leaf or a stem? Or, and many times I would color it and be done. It was like, I forgot something. And it usually was the inside of the envelope. I'm just staying pretty close to the tip of the marker. Just kind of going back and forth. And there's a line there that you can't see. I'm going to go ahead, go around there. And kind of reminds me of the days of the Mr. Sketch markers, and I never wanted the lines to show. So that must have been my beginning of coloring with
Penny, this
Mr.
is where
Sketch.
everybody loves to just sit and relax.
Yeah, I feel
Drink
like
a cup of coffee.
I feel like we need background music. Okay, so there's the Cool Gray #1, and it's just a little hint of color. I didn't want a lot, and then we're going to take that RV 0.2, and we're going to do the back of the flap.
Penny, we have a question about the ink that you stamped with. Was it Memento?
It is black, tuxedo black Memento.
Okay, I'll get one.
And that is very good for Copics, and because otherwise sometimes you'll put your marker on an ink or a pencil lead and it will kind of ruin your tip of your marker. Then you just go over and try to get it off as well as you can. Isn't that such a pretty pink? RV 0.2. All right, I'm going to turn it so I can make some bigger swipes.
Penny, I don't know if you mentioned your the mat you're using.
Oh, I did not.
I love that one
The
too.
Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station.
It's good for coloring, but I use it for stencil when I stencil.
I like the bigger. I'm laying my brush down a little bit more now so I can do a wider area until I get to the end. I am going each section at a time just to abide by the lines. And then I'm going to come over
here. So the Make Art
here.
Station, it's a little bigger than 12 by 12. It's designed by Wendy Vecchi, and it's got those really nice magnets, and they come off. It's not like the Misty, is it?
No.
Penny, that you have to pry off. They are. Then they got felt. And I will never forget Wendy Vecchi when that first came out, and we were at a trade show, and she was so excited about it. And it's only like I think it's $21.99 or something like that. It's a really good price.
Well, and it's in with my coloring things because I always want a nice, solid, smooth surface to color on. And my craft table would not always be smooth and empty. And right, Kelly?
Yeah. I can't even say what my stuff looks like. So anyway, that's a super good tool, and it comes in a smaller size too. I'm going to go grab them just so we can show people while
Absolutely.
you're coloring.
Absolutely. So this is a bigger area. So again, I'm trying to lay that marker down, get up a little higher on the edge. All right. Pretty pink. The colors change a little bit as it dries. Love it. Another thing about the OLOs is that the lid is the color that you see. So you can see the color, you can see the lid. That is a match. Okay. That's a really good thing about the OLOs.
They're very proud of that.
They are.
We're calling them the OLO people.
The OLO people.
They're very proud of that.
All right. So that was the envelope. Now I'm going to go, and I like to do the leaves next. And I'm going to do the pointed leaves. And I'm just going to use one color. And I'm going to use the G 5.3. So that's my G 5.3. And I'm doing the pointed leaves.
And Penny might have mentioned this, but the thing about the alcohol ink markers, the inks blend. You know how you use regular markers and you color and you get those lines between your strokes?
That was the Mr. Sketch days.
Yes. These don't do that because
the color keeps moving.
Yeah, thank you, Penny. I didn't know how to describe that. That's perfect.
And that will depend on the paper that you use. And I have found the Expressed paper with the OLOs, just, it's so nice.
We also offer the Nina paper sheets. And we have the Hammer Mill paper. But you want
$21.99.
You want the paper where the ink goes straight through and it doesn't spread.
It depends on your coloring. So I have actually tried all of them, and I have all of them. And right now, I'm using the Express It. Now that doesn't mean that I won't change, because I might. And it depends on what you're coloring. I mean, this is what I call very basic, simple coloring. Since I haven't colored on a demo, I decided we'd go simple. All right. Now, the thing I'm going to do with these striped leaves is I'm going to give it all a color. I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to go back to do all of the pointed leaves. And then I'm going to show you a little thing. The pointed leaves, these have veins in them. So I'm going to do every other one alternating just to give it some dimension and a little bit different look. So you can see this is a little darker every other one. So I'm going to do this side, skip one, do it, skip one, do it, skip. And then I'm going to alternate over here. So where it's dark, it's light over here. So I'm going to start with the dark one there and then skip one. So it alternates both ways. And then I'm not going to do anything with the little ones, just the 3 bigger ones. So there's that. Okay. So there's, oh, and I told you, I always tend to forget something. And this is what I'm going by. I went ahead and wrote down the colors I'm using. And I would suggest using something like this for yourself because it gives you a reference later. And it also, if you get down to the end, it was like, which color did I use? And if you've got more than one green out on your table, because even a YG looks like a green, it's like, well, I don't want to ruin it. So I always have a little map of what I'm doing. So then the round leaves, I'm going to do the YG 1.6, and the berries, I'm going to use an RV 1.7. So we're going to start with the leaves with the 1.6. These are the ones with the veins. And this is a darker one. So I've tried to create a light, a medium, and a dark, even though I'm only using 2 colors.
It's looking so good, Penny. I love your color combinations. Jerry made a comment, Penny, that she picked up the art station, the Wendy Becky art station, when we just got it in. And she was really excited to get it. And she's used it so much that some of her lines are wearing off.
Oh, yeah, mine are
So
too.
you can tell a favorite tool. And remember, that comes in 2 sizes. And we've got them here. We'll show them to you when we get done.
And I love how this RV goes along with the color that we used on the envelope. That was kind of my goal. So I'm treating these as berries. And I'm just coloring them. I'm not shading them. I'm not trying to make the tips of the berries next to the stem darker.
Is that because they're kind of small,
It
Penny, that
is.
you just
It's a
color
small
them?
one, and I'm not worried about it because the end product, this is not a fussy stamp, I don't think. Okay, so we got the leaves done. We got the envelope done. So now we're going to do the flowers. The flowers are the fun part. So I'm going to do the light back and the dark front. So I start with my light color, and that is going to be the YG 2.1. And it's just going to be a swish and a swish, and then you're done. And in the front, I follow the contour of the flower.
Shelley asked if we still do a monthly newsletter, and we have not done that since COVID. We used to do it because we had so many classes. We probably had 3 or 4 classes a week, and we had a couple crops every month here at our store. And then COVID hit, and we discontinued classes for obvious reasons. And then we turned our space into our studio here and more of a retail space. So we
And
have not been
shipping.
doing classes and shipping and just trying to evolve with the times to stay relevant and stay in business.
Okay.
And Penny, Jerry's asking, you've got the handle on you've got the red handle on one of your markers that she saw.
Yes.
And she wondered if you did that because you haven't purchased the other half yet, or if you just like using the handle, or
I grabbed the wrong color. Now I'm missing a color.
sorry to.
Let me come back to that. I
Okay.
need to.
She's got to find her color, everybody.
Oh, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, well, now that we made that the darker one, we'll make the front of it light okay.
I think what I love about this is that you have this stamp set can be so many different colors. It could be more like subdued if you wanted to do maybe more of a thinking of you or sympathy. It could be bright and fun. It could be all in browns.
Okay, so the handle, it wasn't because I didn't buy enough or was given enough or enough came in my shipment. It's because Kelly got it at trade show and I wanted to try them and I wanted to show you what's available. So if you're going to do a lot of a certain couple colors, it's fun to use because it just gives you that extended support. It's kind of fun.
Here's the handles, Penny, that people can see that you can get.
The black and
handles.
the red. And 2 different colors
Good
is
question.
a good thing. It's a good thing because then you could put, you could get maybe half dozen of the black handles. And if you're just going to color with 6 different colors of one thing and 6 different colors of another thing, they'd be handy. And it's so easy to interchange it. I did that this morning when I was looking at the colors. It's like, I don't want them on both ends. I'd rather have it on one end and have either a handle or a color I'm not using. So I'm not turning it around because that's when I start getting confused. All right, going on to the flower on the right is my BG 0.4. And we're going to do the light in the back.
You can always cut it down. Cut off the bottom. You can't really cut the width.
and the BG 0.7. The darker in the front matches my outfit.
Yes, it does.
This is the time of the coloring that I tend to be a little bit more careful. It's because we're rounding the corner and we're almost done. And now is not the time to make a mistake. So I like that. I like the way that that's darker in the middle, in the background, and the lighter in the front, because then it accents these two that are lighter in the back and darker in the front. So the only thing that we have left now are the hearts, and that's going to be V2.6. And I had all my colors out once upon a time.
We got her messed
There
up
we
a
go.
little bit.
There we go. 2.6. We're going to do purple because we had a lot of pink in there. So now we're going to do purple. So we're just going to color in the purple hearts. Just a quick.
Penny, I want to mention that this stamp set, Pretty Postage, this is not a new release by any means from Honeybee. It is something I have always loved. And then, I don't know, that kind of popped up in our, when we were placing an order, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be so fun to color. And so we went for it. And I didn't even know it had a die set. So we bundled them together, and it's $24.99. And we are going to be coloring this with watercolor. Penny and I, we're not really the dueling colorers, but let's see, that date is February 25th. So on February 25th, we're going to be using the same stamp and die and just coloring it a little different.
So now I'm using
medium.
that same heart color to go over the dots. And then
I like how you did that.
Because I didn't want those black dots.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm also going to add, because I wanted the other color that you have without. The nib across of the nib, because as you color, the nibs will eventually you want to replace, because sometimes they'll get too soft.
Okay,
but not
wait
in.
a second. We lost our sound. So I'm sorry, you guys. We lost our sound. We didn't touch a thing.
Oh,
and
sound is back.
It's funny. Is it back? Okay. Because Heidi says the gremlins are back from last night. There's something that changes. All right, we're back. We're back. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, Penny. Sorry.
Okay, so are we good?
Yeah, I think we're back.
Okay, so I'm just going to start over.
We lost our camera and everything, but we're back.
What you're going to do with the old barrel is when you're out of ink, and there's no like guessing if you're out of ink, you're going to know because you're not going to be able to color. It's just out of ink. You don't get any warning. You don't, boom. You're just going to be out. So you're going to use a special pair of tweezers. You're going to pull the nib off, and this is the brush nib. Pull the nib out, throw that away, get your replacement barrel, open it up, and then you're going to have to put the nib in, and then you're ready to color again. So like I said, we don't carry any of the refill barrels yet.
The OLO people, I love that we're calling them OLO people.
The OLO people.
What I was told is a lot of people they're $4.10.
They don't mess with the refill.
They don't refill. They just grab a new marker. So At this time, we are not carrying the refills, but that's something we'll be looking at in the future.
Yes. All right. So this is what we
Oh,
did this morning.
pretty.
I'm
I know,
backwards.
it's funny, isn't it? I had that last night. Penny, that is beautiful. And the fact that you did that little gray inside the envelope,
It makes everything else stand out.
yes, and it's not just white, not just a white cardstock.
Yeah.
And Penny did stamp with Memento ink that was asked earlier.
Tuxedo
And
black.
we have a couple of those, and they've been on back order from our distributor, and they're due in anytime.
And when you get it, you might as well get the refill because this is wonderful. Okay, I'm going to remind you, this is the stamp that we use, Pretty Postage. Kelly's going to be using it later in the month. This is the small version of the Make Station art. I don't know if it has a measurement. 7 by 7. $14.99. And this is the 12 by 12.
Everybody loves it. They say gorgeous, pretty. They love it, Penny. And the Make Art Station is super handy.
So there's the box. Okay. Now, okay. We have this swatch comparison. So for my Copic people, these are for my Copic people. Anytime that there's an OLO color and not a Copic comparison, I would start with those to see, is that a color that you want to add to your collection of colors that you have? I would start there. I would start by looking at those. Now, this is just the 160. This doesn't include the newest 96 that we just got. So stay tuned for this, but this is a place to start. So when I was in last week, I purchased 12 markers. And these are the 12 that I purchased.
So there you go, Penny. Is that?
Oh, and I moved it so I could show the art station.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay. So the 0.3. The 0.3, this is what it looks like. And I'm suggesting that you can use it if you have the FRV, the fluorescent pink. Then it gives you that darker tone. It brightens it up, and it's just a nice duo.
It really is.
Okay. Now, the 0.4 that we used in that card looks like this. It's really bright. And I think that's one of the fortes of the OLOs is that they are a little bit more, I'm going to call it brighter. And I don't know if that's a hue or a value or whatever.
Something. For us,
And then what I would recommend is that you could pair that with V05, and there's your midtone. So they work really well together. Then your V2.6. And this is, and that's the violet that we just colored with.
And your sample, those swatches that you're doing right now, that is a great visual. It's really showing us.
So this, I love this purple. And a lot of times people that come in to buy the markers, they buy the color that they want, but they don't really think about, well, if I do want to make it a little darker, yes, you could just add that second coat, but you need to think, and sometimes I would recommend buying the lighter version of what you really want first. And then the V06 is actually lighter and more pinky, but watch when we do V06 and then our OLO 2.6. Okay, there's your mid-tone. And then we can go back to Copic with that V09. And now that doesn't look pink at all. Because then we can go back to our Copic.
Penny, don't you just want to play? I mean,
Yep.
know you're a little busy for that right now, but this is kind of a craft your art out. What we're doing this year in 2026 is just coloring and playing with different colors and combinations, and to me that's kind of what this is all about, with all your samples of the flowers and things.
Now, this R 0.5 is a wild color. And that R 0.5 is a little different than the Copic R 0.5. And I'm just going to put them side by side. So that's more tomato and that's more orange. So if we use that orange as our light color, we use the OLO as our medium color. We could even grab R08 as our darker color, and we would have a three-way. Look how nice that goes.
Oh my gosh, it does.
And then I would do my lighter one over again and just have them all blend together. Look at that. This was just so satisfying.
Well, you don't even have to be an artist.
No.
With the
Oh,
alcoholic
heavens,
markers.
no. Heavens, heavens,
I
no.
said that to a customer once, Penny, when she was getting some markers, and then she told me she was an artist.
Oh.
And then I didn't know what to say. I just had to take my foot out of my mouth.
Okay, so then RV 0.2, this is the OLO. This is the Copic. So if you have the Copic, there's not really a nice darker tone to that, except the OLO. And then the OLO, you can use that darker. And then you just go back over and see the lines disappearing.
Because the OLO people were Copic people at one time.
Yes.
They did make a big effort to fill in some of those empty spots with the OLO colors, which I really love. And you guys, we have all the OLO colors. We carry them all. And we just got the new 96 colors a few weeks ago, and they're all on a beautiful display. And we will put a picture of that on our blog also.
Okay. So I wanted to do one more. I'm just going to give you the rest of the, then I grabbed the wrong one. The same thing with the BG 0.8. Use your Copics BG05 and BG07. And then BG 0.8 would be your darkest one. So BG07, B05, B07. So this would allow the 07 to go darker, is the BG08. And those would be my colors right there. So that's the BG. But the BG 7.2, I love these colors. I'll see if I can.
I want to see them.
Okay.
Cindy says she could be converted to OLOs. And then we have a question about paper again, Penny, if we want to. I'm going to go get our other papers too while you do your next.
Okay. All right. The hard part is finding them. So the BG 7.2, I have the 7.3. So that means it's got to be out. So, okay. 7.2, 7.3. Now let me grab my other markers. The BG 70 and the 72 and then the 75. Okay, we have a really nice family here. So let me talk this through. The BG 70 is really, really light. And then the next Copic color is the BG 72. And you're going to see that's a big jump, and that's a hard blending jump to make.
Penny, what was I going to go get? I got
paper.
Oh, thank you.
I remembered. And then this is the dark. So to me, it's a wonderful color combination in the Copic world, but the OLOs are going to help us out. So this is the BG 7.2, where this is the 0. And this is the 7-2 in the Copic world. So right there, we have a new combination. So if we wanted to do this as our lightest tone, the 7.2, and then go to our Copic 7-2, we would have a duo. But if you wanted a bigger family, then you can use 7.3.
I love those colors too. They're kind of a grayish.
Yeah, grayish,
teal, they're
bluish. And so I recommend if you've got the BG 7275 and the 70, if you've got these in Copic, you want these 7.2 and 7.3.
Little, will you, Penny? I mean, there you go. There. You're kind of off the screen.
Okay. Then I've got some other combinations for you for another OR and a YG.
And they match your outfit too.
I know. That's why.
Penny, real quick, I'm going to interrupt real quick.
Paper.
We've got questions about color charts, and we have the color charts, and Janet linked them, but I don't believe they have the new colors. We're working on
Getting
updating
those.
the charts.
Yep.
Because they just added so many colors. It's probably going to be a couple more pages, or at least one more.
And then they're going to have, new swatch cards for us to swatch, new comparison chart, and
Doug said he would work on that.
Yeah. So for paper, I recommend, and I forgot, I should have used some of this today too. This is really nice. This is OLO's blending card, which is very similar to the Express It. But I think the Express It is a little whiter.
It looks a little bit whiter.
I wish all whites were white, but you know what?
There's many whites, there's many blacks, there's lots of.
All right, so that's OLO, that's Express It. We have our Nina paper. I think this would be really good for OLO markers. The colors have a tendency to stay on the top a little bit longer rather than the hammer mill. The colors go down into the fibers more. So I used this when I started out coloring a lot because this was my style of coloring. And when I grab my Copics, I tend to grab hammer mill. When I grab my OLOs, I tend to grab Express It, or now I will grab some OLO. So they're all good though.
Good
And
question.
it just depends on how you're coloring. You know, are you heavy-handed? Are you light-handed? And all this.
Out, maybe you
Try it all.
Start out with try it all. Just get them all right.
Yep.
All right, Penny, hold that up a little closer to the camera since that was the one that you colored for us. That's so pretty. Okay, so should we flip the camera back?
Sure.
Are you ready for that?
Sure.
All right, let's do this.
Sorry, we went a little late.
Well, it's okay. We're excited that you're here today, Penny. We appreciate you coming in this morning. And they want to know if Wendy jeans, do the OLOs bleed over like the Copics do?
It depends on how heavy-handed you are. Yes, they will because they're alcohol ink and they tend to
bleed
move.
through? Do you think she means bleed through the paper or spread out?
I took that as a spread out. They're going to bleed through if you're heavy-handed. I'm not real heavy-handed, but that's what happens. That's what you do. And that's why I don't stamp on card bases, is because it bleeds through. So I stamp on this, I measure this, then I cut it, and I put my mat on it.
Okay, she did mean go through the paper.
Yes, you want it
which
to
is
do
what
that.
You're showing. So that is
Yes.
That's a good sign.
This is a good thing. Okay?
You don't want it to spread. You want it to go straight through. That's what I remember. And
Yes.
she says, okay, she gets it.
Good.
Cindy says, thanks for the OLO Olympics.
Hey,
We love that.
thanks for joining us, Cindy.
Oh my gosh. Penny, a huge thank you to you for
Absolutely.
coloring expertise. It's nice to have somebody that is an expert on the markers.
Yeah,
and
don't go
alcohol coloring.
expert.
Oh, she's a great colorer. And she used, let's show the stamp set one more time.
Yep.
Buried. That is the pretty postage. It's a stamp and die. Is it $24.99?
It is
So
$24.99.
not too bad of a price. And it does have some sentiments on there. And Penny
4
did
of them,
use those
and you
on
get
a
the
couple.
die to go with the sentiments.
Oh shoot, we lost our camera. Hang on. Hang on, everybody. All right. There's our front camera back. I don't know what happened. It is doing but Penny's what do they say? Johnny on the spot. She's got to take care of.
But the die, I mean, this is one stamp that when I color, I really want the die. Sometimes I can do without it, but
I never had the die before. We had the stamp a while back, but not the die. Ooh.
You know, that's the difference between the die, using the die and not using the die. You have some more color options than when you use the die. I mean,
Rhonda says she loved the great explanations on the alcohol markers. And Sarah says hi. So you're Sarah.
Oh, my
hi.
Sarah. Sarah, get back to work.
No.
Oh,
and
I have to say hi to my southern state friends, Brianna. Good morning, Brianna and sister.
Hey, Brianna. Are those the ones you stop by on your way?
We meet halfway, and
okay.
Yeah.
Heidi says you get the gold medal. So Penny has got the gold medal in the OLO Olympics today.
Yay! I'm a
we
star.
have some medals and podiums and stuff here at Memory Bound. But Penny, thank you so very much.
My pleasure.
I'm excited about this. If you like the stamp set, and you can color it with other things too. If the OLOs, she showed us the Copics and the OLOs, which are beautiful. On the 25th, as of right now, we're going to be using the same stamp set and doing some different things with it. Don't know what yet because we haven't done them yet, but it'll be there. Barbara says hi to Annette. So Barbara and Annette must be friends.
I love that.
I know. Penny, we had some new viewers. It might have been a week ago. And she said it was her first time. And I said, get ready. You're going to get all these welcome messages. And you wouldn't believe everybody was commenting, welcome. We're glad you're here. And it just makes it so, I don't know. It's special.
At home.
It's special. So you guys, we're going to be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 and Teresa's going to be here. And because it's the Winter Olympics and it's the Craft Olympics, she's going to be using some of the snow. Mixed media. And I think she's put it on cupcakes and lattes and lots of different things and some of the other pastes. And so we're going to work with that tomorrow. And then we're going into the weekend. And on Monday, then, we're going to be here again with Teresa. We got her 2 days in a row, and she's going to be doing the sprays, the Tim Holtz sprays, the gold and silver and bronze sprays for more Craft Olympics.
Oh, fun.
So we will see everybody then. Have a wonderful day, and check out all that new product that just came in from our friends at 49 Market and Elizabeth.